Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have another look at the new Elizabeth Craft Designs Botanical Blend Collection, and you can see I've got some bits and pieces on my mat already. You will find the products over on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk for shipping to UK addresses. Also available from ecraftdesigns.com in the US. And if you enter code Julia Watts Crafts in the discount code box at checkout, you will get 10% discount on orders over $25. And it can be anything, it doesn't have to be just the botanical blend. Also available from ecraftdesigns.eu in the Netherlands for shipping to Europe and probably worldwide as well. And once again, there's a discount code. This time it's Julia Watts Crafts -EU. Pop that in the discount code box at checkout and you'll get 10% discount on orders over €25. This base page here has been cut out of one of the card pieces from the new Reminiscence Book 9, which goes perfectly with the Botanical Blend Collection. You get 32 double-sided sheets in 120 GSM, and you get 32 double-sided sheets in 250 GSM. And I've been flicking throughout my videos. This is all I've got left. These are the papers. I've got one or two scraps of card left, but I've pretty much used a lot of it. You've got browns, you've got ephemera, you've got greens, there's yellows, pinks, journaling cards, lots and lots of botanicals, and also there's the insects as well. So it's all about nature. So that's the new Reminiscence Book 9, and I've cut out one of the new base pages. This is the base page with large tab 1, and it comes with lots and lots of different words. Favourite photo, loving story, relax, snapshot, and you. And all of the letters do drop out of the middle of these. So there's lots of mixing and matching of colours that you can do. So it's 2280 page with large tab 1. So that's my base page that I've cut out. And I've already edged it with Scorched Timber Distress Oxide. We've got a green design on the back, so I need to make sure. Obviously, you can, with the tab, you can have it up whichever way you want to. So you can have it in the first position or in the third position, right or left. So we're going with this. And we're going to add a pocket. So I've got a pocket here already cut out with another of the card pieces. And I've used this one here, which is 2279, the TN folder. Some of the names may well have changed by the time this is available to the public. I'm recording this in June, and the release date is in August. So as you can see, we've got large pocket, which we've got here. Now, had I have put this die in the centre, at the same time, we would have had a window in our pocket. I have, though, used this die separately to cut out a mat to go on there, and this is going to be a second pocket. If you put this one in, then you get a really decorative inlay, and there is another video where I've actually used that one. You also got XOXO and numbers 1 to 0 here as well. On the sheet, there we go, that's that one. Excuse me. Now, what do I want to do on this? Do I want to do any, I don't think I'm going to decorate the background, but what we do want to do is just stamp on the tab there. So let's move my bits out of the way a little bit. I'll give up, leave them there. Grab my stamping platform and we'll pop it in this way, I think. I need to move some bits out of the way because I know if I knock them, I going to go everywhere? Right, I think we're good. Okay, so we're going to go into Best Kind of Days, CS420 Best Kind of Days, and we're going to use, no, we're not going to use that one actually, I'm telling fibs. We are going to use CS419 Wildflower, and we're going to use Let's Go Outside because it's one of my favourite tracks by George Michael, and that's what we're going to have again. I've used this a lot. Apologies, but you know, I really like it, so we're going to actually have this down here. Like so. And we're just going to stamp it with some Nocturne Versafine Clair. Messy stamper as always. Let's wipe that off. Just in case. Should be fine, but just in case. That's fine. Let's go outside. Are you humming it? On the sheet. We'll be using some more of these in a moment. Okie dokie. And we're going to grab this out of here because we're just going to stamp a little bit just here as well. I'm going to use my little tiny block, my acrylic circle, and we're going to use the minis. So this is CS383, and we're going to grab the word today. So let's go outside today. You just about see it? Okay, so that's the stamping I'm doing on the background. Stamp back. I'm very mean. I don't take these minis to my class because they're so tiny. I don't want to lose any. Everybody needs a set of the minis in their life. Great stamp set. Right, so let's pop this on. So obviously when the die cuts, you've got these score lines, so you can fold those back. I'll give them an extra bit of a, I don't know where my bone folders have gone. I'll use this instead. I'm trying to remember. Now, if it's a pocket, you need to do it on 3 sides. So there's no flap on this side, but you just put a little bit of extra glue down there. Apologies if you can hear my little fan, but it's a bit hot. I seem to get hotter when I'm doing my videos as well. All the way up the flap. And we'll have some, this side is here as well, just a little bit, because we need to be able to get bits and pieces in it. And if you don't want too much glue anyway, because it'll squidge out. And we need to just pop it so that we can still see our words, but our reinforcers are visible. That's good, I think. See what it looks like on the back. I'm just going to pop that underneath my mat to set while I do a little bit of stamping on what is going to be the front pocket. So we've got this front pocket here. And stamping platform again. Just more so I can get the pressure. I'm just going to line it up there. And are we going in the same one? Yeah, we're going in the same one into the Wildflower set. And we're going to have, no we're not. We're going into the other one. Best Kind of Days, CS420. I want this one. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Just stand up to see that that's straight. Looks pretty straight. Okay, there's those dots. See, it all depends on whether I've cut it out straight, which is highly unlikely. Pop that there and pick it up. And again, we're going with our Nocturne Versafine Clair. Not sure if I've got something on my stamp there. That's better. I don't mind it being a little bit distressed, but I don't want a hole in it. Just take it off carefully so it doesn't move. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go again because of that middle bit. Give that a bit more attention. Perfect. Happy with that. Can you hear that? That's my window because it's a bit windy today. It's sunny and it's windy. So outside it's probably very nice temperature, but inside the house it's very hot. Right, so that's Best Kind of Days. We're going to use that again in a moment. Let's just add this. I've already edged around the edges with Scorched Timber, and we're going to add this to the pocket that's under here. Check I'm not too mucky. So this is going to go on here as a second pocket. So once again, we want to pop ink around 3 edges. Leave the top open. Obviously, it doesn't matter what you've got on the back when you're doing pockets. It's a shame. It's the hardest thing when you've got a new paper pack is to decide which side to use. I'm sure everybody has that problem. let's see, an evenish border all the way around. Looks good to me. So you may have noticed this is actually the back of the pocket, because obviously if you want to do right or left, you've got to switch the die over. So it's a little bit rough around the edges, so be careful you don't get yourself a paper cut. Because obviously you can have it on the right hand side or the left hand side, depending on whether you turn the card over after you've die cut it. So that's going underneath there again. Then what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this tag here. So this tag has been cut using my favourite tags in the whole wide world, which is your 2055. 2055 tab 4 with tags. Unfortunately no longer available, but you might find it at one of your local craft stores. And this is the largest tag that I've cut out. And I've also got a small one here, which is the middle size one, so number 3, that I've cut just out of plain card. I've also got a tag topper here that I'm using, which is this one with the stitching around the edges. So that's 2055 tab 4 with tags. But we're going to work on this largest one first. Let me just double check what I'm doing. Okie dokie. Right, so I've got this here. This is from the photo frame inlay. Let's just sort out my best card of those. I'm getting all mixed up with my stamp sets here. Make sure I put them in the right pockets, otherwise I'll be telling you the wrong information. And it's bad enough when I actually pick up the wrong stamp set, but when I actually give you the wrong information completely, that's not good. So we've got this one, which is photo frame inlay 2282, and it's this, if you look at it very closely, this is the actual frame here, because you've got a cutting edge on the inside and you've got a cutting edge on the outside. This is just 5 separate dies here that cut out your photographs or whatever it is that you want to fit perfectly to go on the inside. So you don't have to cut that twice, you can just cut that and then you're good to go. These are numbers 1 to 0, and then you've got your border there. That's 2282 photo frame inlay. So you can see here, this is my photo frame, but it's one short. So you can chop this up however you want to make one frame, 2, 3. In this case I've done 4, or you can use all 5. I've done 4 so that they fit onto my tag perfectly, so I can have 4 photographs. But we're going to do just a little bit of stamping down the side here. So we'll grab my platform again. And which way shall I do it? Yes, I'll do it this way. I'm not going to go into the corner, because sometimes when you pick the stamp up, if it's too close to the edge, it moves the stamp over, which is very irritating. Okay, so we're going to go to the same one that's got Let's Go Outside, which is the Wildflower one, and we're going to use I Never Promised You a Rose Garden, which is another song, isn't it? I can't remember. Is it? It wasn't Carly Simon, was it? I'm going to have to look it up. I can't remember who did this one, because it was probably late 60s, early 70s maybe. So we're going to just use that line to line that up in the middle-ish. My moaning window. And again, Nocturne, Versafine, Clair. second line a bit more oppressed because that's a solid bit. Am I happy with that? Yeah, I'm just going to stick with that because experience tells me that I might put too much ink on the scripted part, and then that becomes less delicate, and I really like it nice and delicate like that. So we're just going to live with that. So that's from the Wildflower set, CS419. Back in there for a minute. Then we're just going to add from the minis. In fact, we'll do that in a minute. Let's get this on. No, I'm changing my mind again. I think we'll get the top on first. So the top is from the other base page set, which is 2281. This one. 2281, page with large tab 2. As I said, the names might change by the time this is available. But I've used this large tag here, and as you can see, it's only got 2 holes, but I've got 4 holes in mine because I want to use it like that. So I've just folded it up and used my crocodile on the 5mm setting to punch all the way through. Not necessary, but you know, that's what I've done. I think I could stamp on that as well. Right, let's just glue this first and then we'll stamp on it afterwards. So this is the front. I'm putting this on first so that when I actually put my photo frame on, I don't actually have it too high. That's going to go on there. We can line that up nicely with the top of the tag. And you see it covers the holes that are there. And then we can glue this lady down on the back. And you can see we've got a newspaper type paper on the back. And we'll put some reinforcers on while we're at it. I wonder if I've got some yellow ones in here. Oh, I have, yes. That's good. There's black and put brown. There's a black that can go on the back. And then they'll coordinate with that just in case I want to do something else at another point. That's stuck to me. Let's fold that bit back and see if we can put the reinforcer on top of it. That's neater. Okie dokie. Right, tidy these up. I do love a reinforcer, my favourite. Right, let's get this on. And again, edged with Scorched Timber Distress Oxide. Which is my go-to. I did re-ink it, and so some bits are actually, this is darker than some of the other. But it's fine. I don't know, Julia, what are you doing? Right, I'm going to just blot some of that glue off, so we don't have too much. Don't leave it on the kitchen roll too long. You will find when you cut it down that you do get one side that's a little bit thinner than the actual edge of the die. But it's fine, let's have that at the top, I think. And we'll have it about there. That's straight. Okay. Then I've got my photographs. I've got some photographs of some roses in my garden. And I've cut these out using that second die. Remember I told you these actually cut things out to the right size. So you can just position, we'll take this one, so you can just position it over the bit of the photograph you want to cut out and secure it and run it through. So if you were having ones that were oversized, you'd probably end up cutting 3 at a time because you wouldn't overlap there. Yeah. It's just a quick way of doing it. Oh shush, it's so noisy. So I need to decide, that one's a little bit, there's a bit of white there. I don't normally ink around the edges with it on my photos, but make an exception on that because I obviously didn't line it up quite right. I think we'll start with the yellow one. Pop that in. Then I think we'll go red maybe. I thought pictures of the roses in my garden would be appropriate for the sentiment. Which way up is it? It's that way. Make sure your leaves are the right way up. Didn't matter with that one because I took it top down. This one's sideways on. Then we go with the white one. You can barely tell that I didn't quite cut it out right. And then we've got this little cluster here, so this will go that way up, I think. There we go. Then we're going to add a couple of little stamps that I've made using the Postage stamp strip die and the new CS419 Postage stamp 3, the new ones of these. So there's lots and lots of different stamps here on this set. Obviously you can use them as outside of the Postage stamp strip die, and do have a look, there is a video that shows you how I actually create mine. Obviously different methods are available, but I just thought I'd do a short video to show you how I do mine. So we're going to have Botany up there, straightish, and we'll have this one here with a couple of numbers on it. And we'll get the minis out again, and we'll have the date. Where's the date? I should be able to see it. There it is. It's the dirtiest stamp because it's the most used stamp. Circle. I think we'll have it up here like that. And then we can write in May 2025. And we just need to finish that off with a bit of twine. There's my other one. This is the one I want. It's got a little bit of gold running through it, so it coordinates nicely with the yellow on the paper. Just give it a knot. Trim. Oh, this scissors need cleaning. Okay, so is my tag done? Fabulous. As I said, could do the background as well, but we're not on this one. Right, let's get this tagged on. So this tag's going to be a little bit more time consuming. Let's put those there for a minute. I'm going to pop this under here as well, just so it stays nice and flat. Right. That's that. Right, so we're going to decorate this. In fact, I didn't grab them. I need my journal stencils. Here they are. We're using journal stencils number 7 S056. Decorate our tag. So we're not using one of the papers this time, we're using a stencil. I think we're going to go for this one because it's nice and florally. I'm sure that's not a real term, but that's the term we're using. And we've got Fossilized Amber Distress ink. I'm using ink rather than Oxide because I'm going to be stamping it on top of it as well. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to secure it down. And this is watercolour card that I'm using, I think. It's what I should be using. I've already edged it with the Scorched timber because I thought it would be quicker to do that. This is where I get mucky. You could, of course, make yourself a whole background sheet and then cut tags from it, which is sometimes a cool thing to do. There we go. Fabulous. That's a really nice stencil, that. I do like David's stencils. That's Fossilized Amber. Can't get any more of that at the minute, which is a bit annoying. Oh, obviously other colours are available, but the Fossilized Amber tones in really nicely with the yellows in the Botanical Blend. Sorry, the Reminiscence Book 9, that's what I meant. I'm calling it Botanical Blend because obviously it goes with Botanical Blend Collection. Right, so now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm just going to grab my mat out of here. Yeah, you stick it together. You do that. You do that. When I did my original, I did actually stamp some different stamps, but we might just do the same stamp. Let's have a look. We don't want that one, we want this one. We want Best Kind of Days. And we're going to be using Sand Dune Versafine Clair. Block a bit of a wipe. And I think we're just going to use this Grow Through What You Go Through, which is kind of quite a solid stamp. We don't need much stamping actually. I think when I did the original one, I was just trying to cover the area completely, but it's not actually necessary. So Sand Dune is a nice kind of pale, very pale brown. It's almost like a mushroom colour. Obviously it's meant to be Sand Dune. So I think we'll start here. It's got a bit of black on it. Excuse me. Nope. I do want it up the right way though. So I think we'll go there. I think you can barely tell that there's stamping in the background by the time I've covered it with lots and lots of stuff. Yeah, we will do, let's just do one up like that, it's quicker. And we'll put one down here. Another one here. Let's see, where's my thing? So this one's going to go on here like that. So that's all we need there. Then we need a little bit going on underneath here. Okay. Don't need it any wider though. So we can pop let's pop that on there. And we'll pop a couple this way. Change your mind. Last one. Okay, so you see when I put this on, it's going to be about there. But we're going to cover up some of that anyway as well. So it's just an interesting background. Just with one stamp. You can mix and match your stamps, but because you see so little of it, you know, it's entirely up to you. You use any of the stamps within the collection or any collection that you might have in your stash. Right, so let's pop that back. So let's go into the minis. Again, so because I want to stamp this obviously you cannot have up either way. I normally have it that way, but I'm just going to have it this way instead. So I don't need that now. Don't want too much pressure. I've already got the date there, but I don't want a date this time. I don't think we are going to have. There's the word selfie somewhere. I saw it. There you go. We're going to have selfie. I don't know if I've used this one before. It's very clean if I haven't. If I have, rather. Selfie. And then we're also going to have which way does it go? Don't know. There's one that says best photo. There we go, that one. Okay. I'll show you that because it's a bit small, isn't it? It's not me that's stamp wobbly, the stamp's wobbly, which means that it's very forgiving. That's another fabulous thing about the minis. Love, 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 love the minis. And I love the fact that it works so well with this collection. Oh, can you hear that? Oh, it's got ink on my thumb now. Look at that, dirty thumb. Don't want that transferring to my page. Right, that's one side. So we're going to go on to our tag with this. We need our tag topper, which I'll put here somewhere. So we get that on first. Back on. Obviously I've not decorated the back on this. It does add a bit of thickness if you do both sides, but that's fine. Okay, right, so there's my tag topper on. I've this is from the Gardener's World live show that my daughter and I went to. So it's just a selfie, as you can see. So I've done the photograph, which is 5.4 by 6.4. Chop that end off. And I've used the app called Print to Size. That's what I've used, which I believe is a free app. I don't think I paid for it. And that's on the Apple Store. I'm not sure if it's available on Android or not, so apologies for that. So let's see if we can pop this on. without getting the white on it. Yep, that looks good. It's always a bit of glue afterwards. And then we're going to pop that on our page, or our tag rather. I do love a tag. My favourite things, tags. You can never have enough tags in your life. Gutted that this set is no longer available. You never know, Elizabeth Craft Designs may well order some more. It'd be fabulous if they did. Maybe there's some more tags to come. Who knows? Who knows? We are going to do it pretty near the top. It has to go there's not much play with the width. I think we're down. That's where we are. Right. So to finish this tag off, we are going to use from the base page. Where is it? It's not there. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. From this base page, which is your 2 to 80 page with large tab 1, you've got the word snapshot. So we're using that. I've got it all pulled out into my little book here, which is not behaving very well at the minute because I think it's too hot for it. So we need the black one. So things aren't sticking to it very well. So we've got snapshot here, and this is just going to go, so it's just about the right width. It's just going to go at the bottom. Like so. Then we're going to fill in with kind of a slightly off-white. So these have, I've obviously cut it twice, once out of black, once out of white. And so you've got the innies and the outies. Is that one right? Maybe it's the other way up. Come on out. Maybe it's this way. That fits better. And it's got the double-sided adhesive on the back from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And we can put, maybe do that in a minute. Snap. These, I love these these words. They're fabulous. They make a real statement on your project. There's the O. I forgot how to spell shot then. And then you want to fill in with some of the bits, the black bits. So we need the inside of the A, the inside of the P, and the inside of the O. So we've got the A here, and this makes all the difference. Attention to detail. And the inside of the O. And we can, oh, that's not the inside of the O, is it? That's from XOXO. That's the inside of the O. And you can still see the pattern underneath. Fabulous, isn't it? So that's that. And that is going to have a bit of twine as well, wherever it's gone. Here it is. We use the same as we used for the main tag. My very rubbishy scissors. See if we can cut that a bit better, a bit further up. No, not so sticky, a bit further up. Okay, so let's get our pocket out and our other tag from underneath that. There we go. Just a couple of things to finish this off. I've got another couple of postage stamps here. I've also got from the Traveller's Notebook, or the TN folder, sorry. TN folder, this one, 2279. I've got the numbers here. I think they're really cool. So we've got these, they all come off. Okay, so like this is going to go along the edge. Just go down a bit. Like so. And then we're just going to fill in with the little bits. We're not going to put any other colour as a contrast, because you can use the words and obviously these numbers like this. So you can see the separate numbers that I've got there. So you could cut those out in a different colour and fill in. We're just doing them like this. And with the 8, your top is smaller than your bottom. And we've got the inside of the 9 and the inside of the 0. Very useful for birthdays and things, the numbers obviously. There we go. Makes all the difference. Fabulous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we're also going to put, where are we? We're also going to put a couple of these on the front of the pocket. So I have this flower, whatever it is. I'm not sure what sort of flower it is. I have that there. I want it to go underneath. Let's just grab this a second. Fortunately, I've got my original one, because this is a sample for me now. I've made my ones for Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I want them for me, and it's easier for me to copy them before I actually send them away. So we're going to have this at an angle. This is going to go on top, like so. I thought that was quite cool to do that. Okay, so we just pop our reinforcers on. Oop. I think these look like arrows. I know they're not arrows, but they're like they're banners, aren't they? Pointy banner things. So they'll go over the pocket a wee bit, which I quite like. Again, these have got the double-sided adhesive on the back, obviously. It's so, life is so much easier with double-sided adhesive on the back of delicate things. And I do recommend either the 2.5-inch roll or the 4-inch roll. Initially they seem to be very expensive, but they last you such a long time that they are actually more, I think they're more cost effective than the sheets. They're a nightmare for me to post because they're fat, but they are very good value for money. I mean, I bought one of these years and years and years ago when Elizabeth Craft Designs were on Hochanda, it was at the time, and I think I'm not sure if we finished it off, to be honest, in class. I've no idea, you know. I just know I mean, I didn't journal for quite a number of years, so the fact that I've had it years and years isn't really a representative, but it does actually last. They do last a long, long, long time. I've been on my 2.5-inch roll for a number of months now, and we take it to class as well, and it's hardly been touched really. There we go. There's my reinforcers going down there. They look fab, and then we can just pop our big tag in the back here. Try and get it on the fold. There we go. And there, fits perfectly. And then my smaller tag will fit in here. There we go. And there you have it. I have got my original, so I can show you my original because it's got different colour papers on it. This is my original. So I've got a text background there, but same layout really. You have to find where the fold is on the. There we go. Let's go down a bit further. Anywho, and then this is actually one of the paper. Is it a paper? I think this might be a paper I put this on. So all I did was put date and best photo on that one instead. And I've got different stamps in the background rather than all the same one. But I don't think it matters, does it? I mean, you can see the difference there. I don't think it matters. Almost identical. So I've got one for me and one for them. It's like when you're buying product, isn't it? Or when I'm buying products, it's like one for me, one for my website. So there we are. So as a reminder, you can find the products over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, for shipping to UK addresses. I'll try and move those so you can see them. And also available at ecraftdesigns.com in the US and ecraftdesigns.eu in the Netherlands. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, which is where you are now. You will find a full description and a full list of what I've used in the description of this video. I do love to read comments, so please do leave them, and thank you for watching.